Back in um what was it, April of last year, I got into an argument with my mom, and things weren't going the best. And then I downed a whole bottle of pills, and I looked it up how many like milligrams would kill you. It's like around like how many, like 100 something. And I they're like the capsules were like 40 milligrams. It took like the whole bottle, and I just I I tried to end my life that day, you know, and I just went to school the next day like nothing happened. My parents made me throw it up, and it was not the best experience, but I just went the next day as if nothing happened. It's just like you never really know like how someone's really feeling deep down. It's just, why does this person do this? Like, no one can really understand what like you think, right? It's just fascinating to me. Like, I mean, it's just no one really wants to understand. No one cares. No one genuinely cares. Um, unless it's like a significant other or something else, or like family. But what if you don't have that? What if your family doesn't give a shit? What if no one cares? It's just, um, I don't know. That night, I planned on leaving the world, and I just it didn't work out. And sometimes I wish it did, because you know it would end the suffering. It would end everything that I'm going through. But what's you can never truly enjoy something until you know that you'll lose it one day. So I feel like it's a pretty good way to put things. And I just wish people cared about me. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm talking to a camera. I don't know, but it's just I'm like seeking someone to care. I'm hoping that someone would eventually just look at these and think, oh, someone else is struggling like me. But I don't know. You didn't really know. I don't know. I hope someone can relate. And I went to the mental hospital. I the called CPS on my family and stuff. It was not the best time. And I don't know why I did it. Honestly, I could have done it any other moment. I think I did it because I was at my highest. Had a girlfriend. I was doing good in school and had friends and stuff. And I didn't tell anyone. You know, I didn't even tell my girlfriend at the time. I just went along as if nothing happened. And I just realized she wouldn't have known. She wouldn't like at that time. She didn't like know my parents' numbers. My parents didn't really know about her. I mean, they did know her, but they wouldn't like try and reach out. Because they didn't have her phone number, have anything else to contact her. So she wouldn't have known. She wouldn't have known anything. You know, and she still didn't know anything. And whenever she cheated on me, whenever she dumped me, whenever she did all this stuff to me, she didn't know. She just she never knew. And we knew each other for so long, and we like I think I know all about her because I spent so long getting to know her. But what if I don't? What if I don't know anything about her? What if she's something that I'm not? Something that I don't know. It's very confusing. Maybe one day we'll meet, and just she'll probably cuss me out. She hates me. Who doesn't at this point? I don't know. Maybe I should stop the serious content. Maybe I should do something silly and stupid. You know, Playthroughs. Maybe talk about funny stories. I have a lot of funny stories. Um, posted a video one time, and then someone said the one comment I've ever gotten was all that just to be muted. And turns out I was muted the whole video. I didn't realize. And it just helped me. Like even if I was muted, I got all that out of my system. I just, you know, I don't know. I just hope someday someone will care for me. It's just like I just have that hope that someday someone will care. And maybe someone will. You never know. I don't know what to talk about, guys. I had a list of things to talk about. Let me look through it. Hold on, give me a second. And I lost it really quick. Hold up, give me a second. Is my desire to be understood greater than my desire to be loved? That's a deep question, guys. That's a deep question. I don't know because I always wanted to be loved, but maybe if I'm understood, then I'll be loved. It's like that's a pretty confusing question. But I just I want both. I want it all. I don't just want one. You know, I want them both, and I guess I'd prefer to be understood because to me being loved isn't like by everyone. Just I just need one person to just care. But if I'm understood, if everyone understood me, then that's like a greater chance of someone loving me. But it's a gamble. That's the thing. So that I do not know about. I don't know a lot of things. My butt hurts. I've been sitting in this chair for like an hour, dude. I need to get a new chair. A new chair is coming in soon, guys. New chair alert. New chair coming in soon. But when I think of being loved, I think of someone that cares and someone that could understand. But being loved doesn't mean you're understood in that relationship. Like going back to that relationship, she didn't understand me. She didn't know anything about it. She just thought I was a silly guy, and I think that might be why she lost interest in me. Because I eventually opened up. It takes a lot for me to open up, and I'm like, hey, I'm like all this. I have these mental disabilities, and I'm, you know, schizophrenic. I do all these things to myself. I like self isolate. I do all this, and I'm not that little silly guy, and that was like a month before she dumped me. I don't know. And maybe that's why. Maybe she just like couldn't handle me. But if I'm loved, then they'll handle me. But it doesn't guarantee that they'll understand me, because I can talk about it all I want. Does that mean you know, are they gonna admire me and just, oh my gosh, this person's talking, I love this person. But to be understood is to be listened to. I want someone to listen to me. And maybe that's why I'm doing this. Maybe I'd prefer to be understood than to be, loved. Because understanding takes a lot of brain power. It's like I feel like if some guy, like people come to your school, they preach, they do the fucking assemblies. If I don't give a shit about them, I'm not gonna understand them. I'm not gonna be like if I genuinely don't care, I'm not gonna understand them. But to understand them is to care a little bit at least. You know, like let's see, let's think of a villain, right? and like, oh my god, I understand exactly where he's coming from, right? That doesn't mean like you hate the villain entirely, right? It's like you just, I don't know, kind of like them a little bit. You resonate with them. I want someone to resonate with me, you know? I want someone to, I feel like if the more someone like says, "Oh my god, this person's kind of me, dude," you know? Then they might have a greater chance of loving me. So, it's that's like such a hard question. I don't know. Should we get another question or keep on the topic? I don't know. Um, let's see. Let's see if I have any other good questions. Do I really miss her, or do I miss the version of myself that I was with her, you know? I don't know, because I sometimes go back to that one relationship and I'm like, "Oh my god, I miss her." But do I really miss her or just who I was with her? Because I was like so happy. I was, I was doing all these things, and now I'm just a depressed loser, you know? And I was like, I because with her I was able to make so many friends, and I'm just fucking awkward. So I don't know, because maybe it was her that caused me to be this way, or I don't know. That's a good question. I think I more miss who I was with her than her, because she had her flaws, but to me, I mean, I was like so confident. I was talking to everyone, and I was like, every girl that would hit on me would be like, "Hey, I have a girlfriend, dude. Don't be doing that." But I'm still willing to be friends. I was like, nice. I was awesome. But now I'm just a desperate loser. Holy shit! What is that? Oh my god! What the hell is that? I haven't played Minecraft in so long, and I'm desperate for anything. Then I was like, I had it all. I had friends. But now it's just any asshole that comes along that's like that kind of tolerates me. I'll be like, I'll be friends with you. But then I realize the friends are like assholes, and they're just mean. So in this situation, I think I miss who I was with her, because if I just missed her, then fuck. If I just missed her, then I wouldn't miss my friends that I had with her, and the experiences that I had with her, because I had so much fun. We went to a concert together. It was a nice concert, amazing concert, and sure it was because of her, but I learned to enjoy things. Like she really helped with that. And she changed me as a person. So, but I've changed because of her afterwards. I tried. I did a lot of things afterwards because of her. I started, doing marijuana and doing all that shit, and this was after her, and I was like, I think it'd be better if, that was when I was unmedicated. I didn't need medication to, be happy. I didn't need my fucking Prozac and my Abilify and shit like that. And, you know, so I guess, final answer, I miss who I was with her than, her, but I still do miss her. She was an amazing person to me. On to the next question. Let's see. why do I feel lonely when I'm with people, but why is it comforting when I'm by myself? I think it's because, it's like when I'm with people, it's more like I'm just a background character, you know? They're not there for them. They're there for I mean, they're there for them. They're not there for me, you know? So, I feel like being alone is comforting to an extent, but being lonely sucks because it's just like room full of people and no one wants to talk to me, you know? That's like, yeah. So I think it's because just genuinely no one gives a shit about me. So holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Mm. And just being alone is cool sometimes, but honestly, I'd like it if, people liked me and stuff like that, and I don't know. Like, even if I do something that's for me, I'd prefer to do it with someone else, you know? Like, let's say me and my coding stuff, like, oh, I'm working on a project. I'd rather do it on call with someone than just do it alone, you know? Because I hate the feeling of being alone. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is being alone. But more in the extent, like, man, I'm actually alone. Like, no one gives a shit about me. No one cares. No one, or like just I don't know, like getting old one day and then having no one. If I fall or like break a bone and like I'm just there lying and I'll just slowly die to death. I fucking die to death? Are you serious? Really? I'll slowly die to death. But I'll just, slowly suffer and then die because I'm alone, because no one cares. It's just, right now I'm not fully alone. Like I'm not truly alone. I have acquaintances, I guess. I was talking about earlier, like groups of people that I can hang out with, but I still feel lonely around them, But they're still there, and I'd prefer to be a background character than be nothing at all, You know? So I don't know. That's what I'm afraid of. Just having absolutely no one, and someday I feel like I'm gonna get there one day. It's just I fear the inevitable, Mm, I had an argument with my parents recently, that they're the reason I'm like this, because schizophrenia is genetic. It's it's oh fuck. Why did I draw my pickaxe? Why the fuck did I draw my pickaxe? And it's caused by like trauma. And I was talking to my therapist, and she's like, anything. And I was like, and she says that like trauma can't just be like one big event. It can just be like a string of just not having something. It's just like growing up poor or something. That's traumatic. Or like growing like not having a safe place to live. But I had everything. It's just I never really had someone that cared. And she said that might be traumatic to me, and that's why I'm schizophrenic. And she and my I I talked to my parents, and I was like, you're the reason I'm like this. Like you're the fucking reason. Like why did you even have me? If I was like why not abort me or something? And like if I was a mistake or whatever, why keep me? And just I don't know. You know. Whoa. There's no one over here, right? So I don't know. I had that argument. Then we went to freaking a pizza buffet afterwards. So that was pretty tough. I feel like we got a lot done in this video today. I talked about a lot. Is this another village? I think this is. I think this is another village. How far did I go into this cave, dude? Like, what the hell? I went super far, dude. Damn. And I don't know. I just I was just upset that like it could have been avoided. This whole thing could have been avoided, you know? It's like why? Why me? Why do this to me? You know, why do I have to suffer? I didn't do anything, you know? It's just that's the thing. I don't believe I want to believe in karma, but the thing is it's like why do I get punished for being good? You know, like in relationships, I'm like always the best, and I'm always. That sounds so narcissistic, but I'm always trying my best, and I always do my best. And you know, it's like, why? Why get punished for doing your best? You know, and it's like, oh, at least you tried. But it's like, I don't want a little fucking participation trophy for being in a relationship. I want to be rewarded. I want to have, you know, this is a weird house. Floating house. I don't know. I want to be told afterwards, even if I don't want it to end. You know, I want to do so good that it doesn't end, and afterwards, if it does end, be like, oh my gosh, it wasn't you, it's me. You know, I'm like, I feel like you're too good for me or something like that. But no, it's never been that. It's been I'm the worst and all this. And it's like I try my best, and it's just I don't know. I just I want another relationship. I want to try again. You know, it's like playing those competitive games. It's like, oh fuck, I lost. I just need to try again. Just need to try again, try again, try again, try again. Like a Dark Souls boss. That's what my life is. My life is a Dark Souls boss, and once I beat it, I'll beat it, dude. I'll be happy. But maybe we don't get the chances. We only get a certain amount of chances, so mine are up for now, at least. Hopefully I'll get more chances. You know how it is. Shit, should I take the books? I don't have enough things for the books. Let me make a throwaway chest. Fuck. Okay, so I don't need this. I already have a bed. I don't need raw beef. Andesite. I don't need that shit. No, this can go here. Rotten flash. This. Let me convert this to. Let me see if I can find another question. If I disappeared tomorrow, who would care? Now, I'm not gonna do like a list of names. I'll try not to. But honestly, it's not who would care. It's for how long they'd care. Bunch of people are gonna care. Like, oh my god, oh no, you hear that guy? It's like fucking. Let's just say it's suicide. You hear that guy that killed himself? Oh my god, it's crazy. Or like that guy that died in a car crash. Yo, did you hear about that? That's pretty crazy. For like a couple days afterwards, but couple years down the line, who's gonna actually care? Who's gonna like go back to my grave and say like, oh my god, hey dude, I miss you. I honestly think no one but my family because I feel like they'd feel compelled to. Because that's scary to me that I don't have anyone that would care a couple years after I died. There's just so many people that I know that like, oh my god, or like shed a single tear out of pity that I'm fucking dead. But people that would care years after my death, I don't, I don't know. You know, that's scary to me. I think that's scary to think about. Now we get the bookshelves. But I have to make friends. I've been trying. I've been trying to make friends, guys. I've been trying to make friends, so I'll update you on that. And I don't know. I might do a happy video soon. You know. So, anyways, bye, guys. See ya.